What's going on, everybody? This is Professor Crypto Banana. In today's video, I'm going to let you know why Fantom is now my new favorite blockchain. Yeah, Fantom. Now, in case you don't know, it's the top 43 coin right now on CoinMarketCap. It's similar to a Solana, to an Avalanche, extremely fast transactions, very cheap. I see it as a lot of potential, a lot of incentive. It's not very well discussed. Having multiple bridges is attracting a lot of new opportunity, in my opinion. And then finally, the most underrated thing that very few people are probably discussing is the community. And I see it, and I want to share the results I have. So before we get started, I gotta let you know, disclaimer, not a financial advisor, nor do I hope to be. This is not financial advice. These are just my opinions. I'm not a crypto expert. So please, please, please always do your own research regardless. So with that being said, let's get to it. So as promised, number 43, CoinMarketCap. There you go. And again, not a lot of people are talking about it. I'm not seeing it on YouTube. Haven't heard really BitBoy Crypto talk about this, and it's at 43 already. What will happen if and when people start discussing this more and more? Where is it going to be, right? So I posted up a tweet recently, and now I don't have the biggest following, but I can just tell by posting up a video, I could see the Fantom community just all hop on in and support it, and that was amazing to me. You know, because I was just, hey, look at Fantom, I like it. And then when I saw the community engagement, I was like, whoa, okay, this is something special here. So in this video I posted up, it was from Altcoin Buzz. He's got 270,000 subscribers. He talks about massive potential. Can Fantom be the next Solana? Go ahead, take a look at his video and listen to what he has to discuss, because he goes over a lot more details. I'm going to just try to barrel through this because I got so much to discuss. In fact, I'm going to do another video where I discuss about Abracadabra money and Popsicle Finance and how that bridging of Fantom with other ecosystems could be so huge. But anyways, let's focus on this. So yeah, I just posted up a tweet and provided the video link, and the likes were like, wow. In fact, here, let me show you. I even took a screenshot. So looking at my views on YouTube should just put things into perspective. All right, so I like a lot of projects. I'm investigating. I'm sharing the information. But then all of a sudden, I just came through. I was like, whoa, the blast of views, hey. So that's just another sign to show you that, man, the adoption, the community, dang. And to me, that's big. So that's one thing. All right, what else we got for you? Alex Becker. He inspired me to go down to the Fantom path and why I like it. In fact, Alex Becker, now he wasn't the catalyst for me to get into Fantom. However, he has mentioned it, and it is on his radar. So in case you watch his videos, he talks about, Polkadot, Moon River, the whole gaming side. He does more of NFTs and gaming, like microcap gaming projects, and that's his main focus. But he did drop down that he's looking to scoop up Fantom and looking at that ecosystem if there's any major drops in the market overall, because he tends to buy the dip, or when things are at, he calls it dumpster fire prices. So he has his eyes on a lot of small gems here and there. So I like it that he mentioned it. But anyways, the reason why I'm deciding to also spend more time in Fantom is, as seen on the list, does it have utility? Can you get in there first? Don't get in after the pump. Can you get in there before the pump? Or I should say, can I get in there before the pump? Do I think that has utility? If it's he was talking about NFTs, the art aspect. If you like the art. If it's a crypto gaming aspect, do they offer NFTs that have utility for it? Just overall, does the NFT have utility? And then fifth, are you early? So, or I guess maybe that's the same thing as being first. I don't know, but same bucket. So with Fantom, as I mentioned before, not discussed by a lot of people, and I kind of like the idea that I'm getting in there. Obviously, I'm not the first one. It has had some major pumps here and there. However, I still think that is under the radar, and I'm excited to get into the space. Now, in case you don't know, I like to follow Fantom Community alerts. It's Austin, and he does a lot of videos, and he gives you so much information about what's going on in the ecosystem, talks to developers, different projects, gives you a lot of alpha in terms of, and just even great videos on how to just do things around Fantom, saying this is how you do yield farming, this is how you can, stake, all these other examples. So definitely take a look at his Twitter page, follow him on YouTube, do all that good stuff, because that's what I do, and that's how I'm learning. So in addition to that, on the Fantom side, we got a celebrity called Cronje. He does more of, he's known for his contribution for Urine Finance and other projects. He's a really good developer, and he's in the space, and he's really helping out. So, in fact, probably just as a side project, he did a similar to, what the heck is this? Pin message? So, he's even done other, like a Dungeons and Dragons type of game, where you have to click each time to do an action. Now, if you're on the Ethereum side, you say, whoa, every time I do an interaction with a contract, meaning basically if I do anything, I have to pay a gas fee, and I am not about that business, right? But with the gas fees being literally just a few pennies, you can do a lot of crazy stuff. So he wrote up the smart contract, and other people joined in on this and did a UI interface over it. So it's just great to see what the community is doing with that in and of itself. You can read guides about the game and see visuals right here. So yeah, you got a celebrity, more or less, and other big names coming into the space as well. So here's just a quick example. I'm in incognito mode, so anything I do in this video is not going to, me connecting the wallet. But right here you can see Daniele Sestaylor. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. This is going to be a whole other video I will do. But the main concept that is fairly new is you can have interest-bearing assets. Meaning, if I... Gotta make sure I say this correctly, so give me just a second here. You can, let's say, put money in the bank, and it gathers interest. However, with liquidity pools and all this, you can have a representation of, yeah, hey, I got $1,000 in the bank, for example, and it's accruing 1% interest. And you can put that in a token. And you say, aha, so I can give this to anybody. They can go to the bank, take out that $1,000, and it's been accruing 1% interest. So that's a token. Yeah. Well, since it's pretty stable, or more or less, it's assumed, you can then borrow money against it and say, okay, I will give you this $1,000 token, and please let me borrow $500. If I don't give back the $500, boom, you can liquidate. You got that $1,000. You Gucci. So then there's a lot of other tricks. I shouldn't say tricks, but there's a lot of other possibilities that this opens in the DeFi space. So this particular person, I believe, had, again, double check, do the research more, but had this idea of let's bridge it across multiple chains. So we got that on the Fantom, Binance Smart Chain, POLYGON, Ethereum, and then when you open up that bridge, especially with the low gas fees, it opens up so much more liquidity in general, can get better yields, do a lot more stuff. Now if somebody, let's say, takes on too much leverage and borrows too much, they get liquidated, that costs a fee, and then it rewards token holders and all that good stuff. But these people are looking at Fantom, and they already got some of the tokens out there, and they're developing further and further. So the main takeaway is that Fantom is getting brought into the family, right? When you look at all the different chains, and this is just one of the ways. So yeah, so much to discuss. So there's a better video about this from EllioTrades. A lot of these topics are more complex and in detail, so I'm going to try to get this going. This is a great video. Do not be ashamed to say, I don't understand what's happening here, because it is some complex ideas, but again, having DeFi and having being able to bridge across multiple assets and do liquidity providing just opens up so many different levels and brings the communities, the blockchains, able to function so much better as a result, and the projects as well. So it's not a zero-sum game where, okay, only this project can do well. It's like, no, screw it. That's kind of cool how it can be all right, Avalanche, I'm gonna switch over to Fantom with the liquidity because maybe there's some better yields on this type of token that exists on both, and do some arbitrage and so much cool stuff. So Fantom is just getting access to that as well. All right, moving forward. So some people, if you're more on the least, Yeah, I'm not gonna edit the video. I do it live. I do it live, as you can tell. Some people don't want to take on so much risk, so if there are individuals that don't want to invest in projects, they just want to invest in the token. So what's nice is that you can come into the Foundation website, stake it directly there. Now, a downside to Fantom, and many will argue this, is that there are a few node validators and they require a lot of Fantom. And if there's some shady stuff that goes down, all that Fantom gets slashed. So I hope that they do change it. I think that they know that that's a concern and that they want to get more validators on the node, etc. So that is always a caveat. That's one of the things. However, I look at it as, hey, has it been functional? Has it been working well? Is it fast? Is it cheap? So it's that risk reward. One nice thing though is that you can stake, or I can stake, and then I can take out a portion of that as collateral, similar to a loan, convert it over to FUSDT, I believe, which is just kind of represents Fantom USDT, and then buy other assets out there on the chain as well. So then I could decide to invest into, what is it, SpookySwap, boo, and just have my Fantom stake, get a nice APR on that already, borrow against it, but then if I want to get my original Fantom, I have to return everything that I borrowed. So hopefully, if I put my funds elsewhere, I make some money, I can come back and then get extra profits. But anyways, so that's a very interesting concept to me. You stake it, and then you can still use a lot of the portion and borrow against it to then play around and do other things. So probably check out other videos. So let's talk about other projects in the space. Ooh. So the major one, probably the blue chip as of right now, is SpookySwap. It's a decentralized exchange. I personally like the artwork. Got some cross-chain collaborations, cool, as I mentioned, and you just come into here, you do your swap, and I'm telling you, transaction speeds are so fast. They got some nice staking features, all that good stuff. You can take a look about different APRs and whatnot. It's really nice. Bridging, so can always take a look at different change. I mentioned X-Poly8. I'll probably put that in the link below. I could probably, in fact, you know what, I'll open it up. So this is how I can bridge over from Polygon to Fantom, and then you can notice that you can probably use that for other stuff as well. Arbitron 1, XDAI, etc. So keep in mind that this is an alpha release, so I guess be careful. But I used it a few times, it worked, so I was happy with it personally. So one time it did have Polygon quote unquote unsynced, so then I wasn't able to do my transactions. I was like, but overall I like this, and it wasn't any, with Polygon you don't have to pay crazy gas fees. Maybe there's a 1%, 2% fee, I'm not sure, but in reality for me that's very reasonable. So talk about cross-chain, talk about, so then you can come here and then you could go, ooh, BSC. So if you're only using one of these three and you want to bridge on over, to bridge on over I think is free, but if you want to go back to Ethereum or to BSC, there may be a fee, so just keep that in mind. Another one, SpiritSwap. Now SpiritSwap, they are probably underneath SpookySwap in terms of a decentralized exchange. However, they are really producing it and doing a lot of things, and it's also caught the eye of, again, Daniel, my apologies if I'm butchering the name, but I saw even in a tweet here they mentioned, yep, big investor into SpiritSwap right here. Full disclosure, I have a sizable bag of Spirit and I like to be right, so that's pretty funny. So definitely take a look. They got, wow, so many staking options, apparently lending and borrowing, farms, so all good stuff. And the farm rewards seem to be pretty juicy even here. Can scroll through, just be aware and educate yourself on impermanent loss. That's always a thing. I'm still trying to figure that out. But another project that I personally like is LiquidDriver. And what was I going to say about this? Low market cap. You can always assume risks, say, okay, there could be a smart contract thing, could always, take a look deeper into the projects. I'm just going to skim over it and say, yeah, there are some pretty good yields. So LiquidDriver, they're connected with Spirit and SpookySwap. So they got some partnerships going on. It's kind of cool because, yeah, the rates are really good from what I believe. You get LiquidDriver and Spirit for whatever you deposit, so then you can come up with kind of fun. I think about fun strategies where I go, oh, what if I just put in a lot into LiquidDriver? I'm going to get Liquid, and then I'm going to get Spirit. I'm going to get less Spirit, but then I can combine the Spirit and match it with Liquid, and then put that over here, and then I get that, and then I get wrapped Fantom, and then what can I do with the Fantom? I could do my Fantom with the Liquid, and put the Liquid in the coconut, and you shake it all up. Hey, anyways, I also like Spell. Ooh, this one's a really new one, so get LiquidDriver and Spell, and a little extra bonus LiquidDriver as a result. Okay, so spending too much time, too many projects. Popsicle Finance. So they did have a hack a while back, and I think that really put a sour taste in everybody's mouth. I don't know what the situation was on how they recovered, but they did seem to put in a lot of work to do a lot more auditing and do a lot of cross-chain and everything. So I like to see that because obviously some people go with the idea what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, or a project what doesn't kill it makes it stronger. So the fact that they were able to bounce back, and they have a lot of cross-chain, and in addition they have a lot of updates I believe that are happening that people are very excited about. It's on Ethereum, so you can stake the token of Popsicle Finance. Okay, what about Popsicle Finance? Why is this a big deal, and how does that correlate with Fantom? Great question, Professor. So Popsicle Finance, what they want to do is they want it so that you deposit your tokens, like how we mentioned about the bank, and you got like a certain amount. Give your tokens. Yeah, maybe there's liquidity pool and impermanent loss risk, but if you don't want to always be checking, it does it really nice where it's able to get the best liquidity rewards for you and not always have you check, and it does it for you. So it goes across multiple blockchains as well as a result. So that's pretty cool. And then they figured that they make a great profit off of that, so they take about 10%, whatever, reward the token holders, and then still give the rest back to the investors, or with your liquidity pool that you provided. And just to give you a prospect, should probably go on CoinMarketCap. I think I took a screenshot, so just give me a second. Yeah, so these are some of the different projects. Some of them are not on Fantom, just some of my favorites. But you can see right here, SpiritSwap right here. Let's see here, LiquidDriver, it's not ranked, but lower market cap, still on there. Boo, woo. Popsicle Finance, 388, and then Spell Token, 233. So these projects are coming up fast. They're getting a lot of that market cap. Maybe Popsicle Finance has been around for a while on the Ethereum side, but they're bridging out to different blockchains and having that new feature come out. So that, I think, is going to be huge. It's going to be called, what is it? It's like Sorbredo Limana. My pronunciation of that's going to be horrendous. Right here. So this is essentially what's going to be coming out very, very shortly. It's probably responsible for the big pump. And it's going to help you go across multiple blockchains with the liquidity, yield, and yeah. So I'll go deeper into that more, but yeah, see Ethereum, Binance, and Fantom. And then when you stake it, you can only stake on the Ethereum side because they're doing that for the security purposes, as I mentioned about the hacks and whatnot. So they got like multiple audits going on to really make sure their stuff is good. And I try to stay away from Ethereum because of the gas fee. It's just going to rip apart so much. If I have to probably do an approval and then try to harvest, it's just, no thanks. But then if I got the Fantom and I can just do the liquidity pool or just get the token on there, I'm Gucci with that. So, but again, I can't stake it. So again, take a look, do your own thing. NFT side, PortalHeads is got a lot of hype. There's some cool things and some probably other things that you should know. One is they allowed minting about, I don't know, maybe a week ago or so. Not sure, you can take a look at the details. 10,000. So it got backed by a lot of people on the Fantom side. Let's see here. So right now, they just did a reveal, so everybody's posting their stuff. But you could take a look at, I know they did an AMA with the community alerts, Fantom Community Alert Group, and Fantom Foundation. Well, this is embarrassing, but it did happen. So there we go. There's the AMA where they were mentioned, perhaps. PortalHeads. Probably check out their Discord guide all over the place, but yeah. Fantom Community Alerts. Fantom's looking strong. Let's do this. Oh, but PortalHeads retweeted. But nevertheless, take a look. What is cool about PortalHeads is they were the ones that seem to have a lot of hype right now on the Fantom side, and they have, if you mint a PortalHead, you get, for every sale, whether you do it or somebody else, if you're the one that minted it, you get like 2% royalty fee, something of that nature. So that's pretty cool. This goes back to Alex Becker. If you first, and Fantom does grow in the community, does grow and big wallets come, they may say, okay, what is the OG? What's the top NFT in this space? Could be PortalHeads, and then, but I think that's like more of a long-term thing, because I don't expect, if I already get a PortalHead, that'd be constantly sold, so I'm not going to be relying solely on that royalties. But it's kind of a cool concept that what if it does a 10x and then it does sell and I get 2% of that? Woo, that's kind of cool, right? Keep in mind though, this ain't a cheap thing. The gas fee is cheap, yes, on the Fantom side. However, they are asking for 250 Fantom, so I think a lot of people were caught off guard. They were surprised. Originally it was 500 or so, and then I think they brought it down to 250. Now, check in the Discord history. So 250 is where they're at. So that is my assumption as to why not all 10,000 have been minted. It is going up slowly. So I've been watching this right here. I'll post a link in the description. But yeah, it's hype. It's still growing. So we'll see. And I'm always looking at the aspect of more members come into the Fantom side. Are they going to be looking at it? Are they going to be trying to figure out what is the biggest NFT project? Maybe there's going to be one that comes after. Maybe there's one that was beforehand that is seen as better. So not sure. Just chucking down some observations. And then finally, I personally am looking at FantomStarter. Yeah, I want to get in on this as well. So disclaimer, I'm in a lot of the projects that I mentioned. I am in a lot of them. But at the same time, I'm looking at FantomStarter. So there are projects that help other projects get off the ground, get the funding that they need, etc. And it seems from listening to the AMA, they do a great job of, or at least there's their intention to filter out the bad projects, the projects that, hey, maybe need work, need to be improved, their business model, perhaps say, hey, you guys need to get doxxed. You have to be able to show your face, and if you're not able to do that, then get out, because we're going to try to do our best to avoid scams. So I personally like that. I think that they're the real deal. I feel as if they are backed by again, I'm going to go back to Fantom Community Alerts and even the Fantom Foundation. So to me, that means a lot. And I look at, let's say on Cardano, they have a few platforms or a few projects that escape me. That Card Starter, there we go. That is one example where, ooh, you get the tokens, and then based on the tokens you get a certain tier, and then based on the tier it's more of a lottery system or guarantee that you can see projects that are up and coming as a private sale and you can invest. So I can't do that because I'm on the US side, so that's unfortunate, but at the same time I think that the tokens provide a lot of value because other people are going to want to get in on these new projects on Fantom and say, hey, that's really cool, hey, that's a good idea, whoa. Oh, which by the way, I failed to mention this, but hey, we're going to do this live again. Where's the Fantom Foundation? So, incentives. So, the Fantom Foundation wants to have a lot of games and developers and applications on the ecosystem. So, what they did is I believe they went to outside investors saying, hey, guys, you willing to, I don't know if it's donate money, invest in Fantom, whatever. And as a result, Fantom is giving this incentive program. So that's a lot. 370 million Fantom, which Fantom is at, $1.50. Y'all can do the math. So the idea is that if projects can get a certain amount of value locked up, such as I don't even know how much, if it's $1 million or $10 million and probably tiers up and upgrades. The more that they can get locked, meaning investors want to buy in and stay into a certain project, then the projects get rewarded with Fantom. So that's why I believe that the decentralized exchanges all work together and said, hey, let's all be successful, because if we work together, then we're able to get some of these rewards, and then we're all successful, right? It's not a competition who beats out who. Now, apparently, and it also applies to the yields, right? So I showed LiquidDriver. Now I think that this also applies to the gaming projects now as well, which that is big. I mentioned before, the interactions with the contracts, super cheap, super cheap. So that can open up a whole other area as well. So, wow. I always like to think I keep it short, but I'm just going to drop down and see where the tide takes me. So overall, in conclusion, Fantom, my new favorite blockchain. I think that it's not a lot of people have their sights on it, that a lot more people are probably going to come in. Again, speculation, everything I'm saying here, not financial advice, do your own research. But top 43, coin market cap, not discussed by a lot of influencers, got a lot of bridging, and that provides a whole other dimension of DeFi, and it gets Fantom into the mix, where they get some more liquidity, and then they can provide more liquidity and reap the rewards, and that is just huge. So it's kind of more part of the cool club, as mentioned by EllioTrades and the other Daniel, my apologies, that does spell token, MIM, and time. It's just crazy with what he's able to do across multiple blockchains. Popsicle Finances, a lot of cool projects already coming into Fantom saying, hey, we're ready on other blockchains, but we want to come on here. Can we join the club? Can we bring you in? I like that. They already have some NFT projects going out, new things popping up. I'm sure that it takes time for developers to get their apps going and make all the moves necessary, but I think that the shift, if it's not happening already, it is beginning to. So I think that's cool. It's October, so everything on the Fantom side is more Halloween themed, right? The SpookySwap, the SpiritSwap, all that type of stuff. So I think that's big as well. If, assuming that it is a bull run, that's huge. You know what? I'm going to drop down some extra info in case you're still here. In case you are still here, I failed to mention Taro. So there are, dang it, I'm not going to be able to get through here, but this is a good kind of like lending platform. You can do single side staking, so then if you're worried about liquidity pool providing and with impermanent loss and it's overwhelming, what happens is you can do you give a token, you lend it out. There's smart contract risk, but then it's a high level of staking, which is really cool. So for example, I'm looking at Spell right now, and it's at 100% APR just for single staking, which I'm like, oh, this is awesome, because I like Spell. I think it's going to be big. I think it's up and coming, way better. However, if a lot of people start lending, I think then, and it's not in high demand, then the APR goes down, so it can fluctuate highly, and maybe sometimes you can't take it out when you want to if too many people are borrowing against it, but then the APR goes higher, so it's a whole thing. But they also got Taro, so be on the lookout for that. So as you can tell, I'm just a little bit excited about Fantom. So let me know your guys' thoughts on the community. Gosh, wow. I'm going to be monitoring them, seeing how hyped they get, and just seeing the camaraderie in there is quite incredible. So I'll be doing that, and that's it for today. Class is dismissed. See ya.